There are things that men wish women knew about them. Things that, if understood, could transform how women view relationships and how they approach them. These are not things men say openly all the time, but they are truths that, if acknowledged, could lead to deeper understanding and a stronger connection between men and women. So today, let's break it down and talk about these 4 things men wish women knew. Men crave respect more than love. And this is something that many women may not fully understand. Love is undeniably important in any relationship, but without respect, it's hard for a man to feel truly valued or secure. It's not that men don't want love or affection. They do. But the respect they receive from their partner influences how they see themselves, how they feel about the relationship, and how they're able to show up as a partner. Respect is the foundation of any healthy relationship. When a man feels respected, he feels seen and understood. It builds his confidence and makes him more committed to the relationship. On the other hand, when a man doesn't feel respected, it creates a sense of insecurity, doubt, and frustration. A lack of respect can manifest in many ways, from belittling comments to dismissing his thoughts or ideas, to criticizing him in front of others. Over time, this can cause deep emotional pain, and he might begin to withdraw, feeling as though no matter what he does, it's never enough. Respect for a man is about more than just his actions or the way he's treated. It's also about recognizing his value as an individual, his contributions, and his strengths. When a woman truly respects her partner, she acknowledges the hard work he puts in, the effort he puts toward the relationship, and his goals. She doesn't try to diminish his aspirations or criticize him for mistakes. Instead, she supports him and holds him in high regard, encouraging him to grow and pursue what he believes in. This is where respect starts to create the type of relationship where both partners feel valued and where each person is committed to mutual growth. When respect is missing, it often leads to tension and miscommunication. A man may start to feel like he's walking on eggshells, unsure of how to act or what to say. He might not open up as much, afraid that his thoughts or feelings will be dismissed. When he feels disrespected, his self-esteem begins to erode, and this can manifest in ways that hurt the relationship even further. He may become distant or less involved, emotionally retreating to protect himself from further harm. This creates a cycle where the more disrespected he feels, the less connected he becomes, and the more difficult it becomes to rekindle the bond between the two partners. On the other hand, when respect is at the core of the relationship, it allows for healthy communication, understanding, and support. Men who feel respected are more likely to show love, be present, and go the extra mile for their partner. Respect is the key to unlocking emotional depth in a relationship. It allows for vulnerability and encourages trust. A man who feels respected will invest more into the relationship because he feels like it's a partnership where both people's needs and desires are important. Men also respect women who maintain their standards and boundaries. A man who respects himself knows the importance of boundaries, and he appreciates a woman who isn't afraid to set hers. This respect for boundaries is a powerful form of respect. It shows that both individuals understand the value of their own space and are willing to honor each other's needs. A lack of boundaries often leads to resentment, as one person may feel taken advantage of or overlooked. Respecting each other's boundaries strengthens the bond, allowing the relationship to thrive in a healthy way. When a woman truly respects her partner, she's not only honoring him as an individual, but she's also showing him that she values the relationship itself. This respect allows a relationship to flourish. It builds the foundation of trust, support, and mutual admiration. And for men, this sense of respect is a vital element that holds everything together. It's the fuel that keeps the relationship running, ensuring that both partners feel valued, loved, and connected. It may not always be the most obvious thing to address in the heat of a relationship, but when respect is mutual, everything else falls into place. Another reason men value peace is because it fosters emotional intimacy. When a man feels like he's not constantly dealing with drama or unpredictability, he feels more comfortable opening up. He can let down his guard and share his true thoughts and feelings without fearing that everything will explode into an argument. Emotional intimacy thrives in an environment where both partners feel safe and supported. When peace exists, a man is more likely to share his vulnerabilities, his dreams, and his fears. Men value peace in their relationships more than anything else. While women might be more emotionally expressive and often seek to discuss issues as they arise, men tend to appreciate stability and tranquility. They are wired to find safety and comfort, and peace in a relationship allows them to thrive and show up as their best selves. This doesn't mean they don't appreciate passion or emotional connection. Rather, it means that a calm, balanced environment makes them feel secure and grounded. Men are drawn to peace because it provides a space for deeper connection and growth without the constant turbulence of conflict or drama. When peace is present in a relationship, a man feels like he can breathe. He doesn't have to worry about walking on eggshells or wondering when the next argument will happen. He knows that his thoughts and feelings are respected, and he feels supported in a way that allows him to relax and open up. Peaceful relationships foster trust and communication because both partners are able to focus on building the future instead of constantly trying to resolve issues or deal with emotional outbursts. Men, in particular, need that space to reflect, process, and recharge. When everything is in a constant state of upheaval, it drains them, both mentally and emotionally. Many men dislike unnecessary drama in relationships. Constant bickering, emotional outbursts, and manipulative behavior are not things that draw them in. Instead, they seek partners who can engage in mature, respectful conversations. When a woman communicates clearly, calmly, and without an emotional roller coaster, it allows a man to feel like his opinion matters. Drama only adds stress to an already complicated world. And when a man feels like he's constantly involved in emotional upheavals, he begins to retreat. Not because he doesn't care, but because he needs stability and clarity in his relationship. Men value peace because it helps them focus on their priorities, such as their work, personal growth, and building a future together. When the relationship itself is peaceful, men can direct their energy toward these areas without feeling emotionally drained. They can be better partners, better providers, and better individuals when they're not bogged down by constant conflict. Men aren't afraid of hard work or dedication. In fact, they thrive on it. But peace in the home allows them to focus on these other areas of their life with clarity, knowing that their personal space and time are respected. A peaceful relationship doesn't mean that issues or disagreements don't arise. Conflict is a natural part of any partnership. However, men tend to gravitate towards solutions rather than extended arguments. They want to solve problems and move forward. They value resolution, not prolonged tension. When disagreements are handled with maturity and mutual respect, without unnecessary drama or emotional outbursts, men feel heard and understood. They don't want to spend their time in heated arguments that leave both parties feeling emotionally drained. Instead, they want to address the issue and move on so they can continue building their connection. Peace allows a relationship to evolve into a deeper, more meaningful connection. Men, by nature, are problem solvers. They want to fix things, improve situations, and make everything better. But when they are constantly in a state of emotional conflict or turmoil in their relationship, they feel helpless. They cannot solve a problem that continues to perpetuate itself through endless cycles of arguments. It leads to frustration and emotional exhaustion, and over time, it causes resentment. Men wish women knew that peace is a crucial element in a thriving relationship. When both partners focus on creating and maintaining peace, the relationship has a chance to grow and deepen rather than being bogged down by conflict. In the end, men want the same thing that women often seek: stability, trust, and a space to grow together. Peace is the foundation of this. Men value peace because it nurtures a relationship where both partners feel supported, understood, and respected. It allows them to give their best to the relationship and to each other without the weight of constant drama or emotional turmoil. Peace for men is not just a luxury. It's a necessity for building a healthy, strong, and lasting partnership. Men need space to process their emotions. And this is something that many women may not fully understand. Often, when men are going through something emotionally challenging, they don't immediately open up or share their feelings in the way that women might expect them to. It's not that they don't care or don't value the relationship. Rather, they need time to process their emotions on their own. Men don't always have the same instinctive need to talk about everything the moment they feel something. In fact, many men prefer to figure out their thoughts and feelings privately before expressing them. This doesn't mean they're shutting down or don't want support, but that their way of dealing with emotions is often more internal. When a man is facing something difficult, whether it's related to work, family, or personal life, he may withdraw for a while. This is not a sign that he's losing interest in the relationship or that he doesn't trust his partner. It's simply that he needs time to process. Men are typically taught to be stoic and to solve problems independently, which can lead them to internalize their feelings until they feel they have a clearer perspective on the situation. This processing time can look like retreating to their personal space, engaging in activities that help them relax, or simply taking some time away from the constant demands of the relationship. While it might feel confusing or frustrating for a partner who might be seeking emotional connection or reassurance, understanding that men need this space can help foster patience and respect. When women try to push men into opening up before they are ready, it often leads to more frustration. Men feel overwhelmed or pressured, and they may end up withdrawing even more. The key is not to push, but to give them the space they need to process. Men often work through their emotions by thinking them through or doing activities that help clear their minds. For example, a man might go for a long walk, work on a hobby, or spend time with friends to decompress. These activities allow him to sort through his feelings in a way that makes sense to him. When a woman respects this need for space, it shows her understanding and patience, qualities that are highly valued by men. It's important to note that men don't always know how to express their emotions in the same way women do. They often aren't raised to be open about their feelings, and this can create difficulty when it comes to discussing sensitive topics. They may not have learned the language of vulnerability or emotional sharing in the way women have. Therefore, when a man does open up, it's a big step, and it often comes after a period of reflection. He may not immediately verbalize everything he's feeling, but may offer pieces of what's on his mind. Acknowledging and appreciating these small expressions of vulnerability can go a long way in building trust and encouraging further communication. Men are also not always looking for solutions when they talk about their problems. While women tend to approach emotions with the intent to solve them, men often just want to be heard. They don't necessarily want advice or feedback right away. They want the space to express what they're going through. When a woman listens without immediately offering solutions, it helps create an environment where he feels understood. He doesn't need to feel like he's being fixed all the time. Sometimes the most helpful thing a woman can do is simply provide a non-judgmental, supportive ear and allow him to process at his own pace. Giving a man space to process his emotions can actually lead to a stronger, more fulfilling relationship. It shows that the woman respects his way of handling emotions and that she's there to support him, not push him. Men deeply appreciate partners who respect their boundaries and allow them the time they need to come to terms with what they're experiencing. When the pressure to communicate immediately is removed, the man feels more in control and more likely to open up when he's ready. In the long term, allowing space for emotional processing also helps build emotional intimacy. As a man feels that his emotions are respected and not rushed, he's more likely to feel safe and comfortable in the relationship. This emotional safety allows him to be more vulnerable over time, sharing his deeper thoughts, fears, and feelings. Understanding that men need space to process doesn't mean disregarding their emotions. It means respecting their individual way of dealing with feelings and giving them the time and space they need to work through them. Men often find themselves dealing with a lot of external pressure, whether from work, society, or even relationships. Society expects men to be strong, resilient, and emotionally tough. They're often conditioned to suppress their emotions and hide any vulnerability. When a man is in a relationship, these societal pressures don't just disappear. They often intensify, especially when he feels like he has to live up to the expectations set by his partner or the world. As a result, men can sometimes struggle to express their true emotions or allow themselves to be open. This internal conflict can make them seem distant or disconnected, especially in moments when they need space or time to process their emotions. This is why it's crucial for women to understand that a man's emotional withdrawal is not always a reflection of his feelings toward the relationship. Men need the freedom to be themselves and process their thoughts and feelings without constantly worrying about appearing weak or distant. This is something women often struggle to understand, as they may be more inclined to express their emotions and seek comfort in connection during difficult times. However, for men, dealing with emotions doesn't always look the same. It can involve shutting down for a while, diving into work, or even engaging in activities that allow them to work through their feelings at their own pace. Understanding this can help prevent misunderstandings in a relationship. When a woman interprets a man's withdrawal as disinterest or a lack of affection, it can create unnecessary tension. In truth, a man might simply need a moment to process and recalibrate. Pressuring him to share before he's ready or demanding constant emotional intimacy can feel overwhelming and counterproductive. Instead of pulling away, a man might retreat further, making it harder for him to communicate effectively. There's also the fact that men often avoid confrontation, especially when it comes to emotional topics. When there's conflict or tension, they might pull back rather than face it head on. This avoidance doesn't necessarily mean they're uninterested in resolving the issue. It's often their way of dealing with stress. They may prefer to gather their thoughts before addressing the problem, as they don't want to say something they'll regret or escalate the situation. The idea of sitting in a heated conversation, emotionally charged, isn't something most men gravitate toward. Instead, they may opt to reflect on the situation, analyze their feelings, and come up with a solution that makes sense for both parties. For many men, the idea of being vulnerable with their partner can be intimidating. It's not that they don't want to connect or be open. It's simply that expressing their feelings and showing vulnerability requires a level of trust they may not be ready to give at the moment. Vulnerability can feel like a weakness to men who have spent their lives learning to project strength. When a man does decide to open up, it's often after careful thought and consideration. He wants to ensure that his emotions are communicated in a way that doesn't jeopardize the stability of the relationship. This is why it's essential for women to offer patience and understanding as men process their feelings and communicate in their own time. It's important to note that men don't always need to be fixed when they share their emotions. Often, all they require is a listening ear and the opportunity to talk through their feelings. The instinct for many women is to provide solutions or advice, but sometimes a man just wants to be heard without the pressure of fixing things right away. Offering emotional support in a way that doesn't involve providing solutions all the time helps create a safe space where the man can feel secure in expressing himself freely. Recognizing these emotional dynamics in a relationship is essential for creating a healthy, balanced partnership. By acknowledging that men may need space, time, and a different approach to handling emotions, women can foster a more compassionate environment where both partners feel supported. Men, in turn, will feel less pressure to conform to external expectations, allowing them to open up and engage emotionally when they feel ready. This mutual understanding builds trust and strengthens the bond between partners, fostering a relationship where both individuals can grow and thrive without fear of judgment or misunderstanding. These four things, respect, peace, emotional space, and partnership, pair fundamental aspects of what men want women to understand. When a woman truly comprehends these things, it can make all the difference in a relationship. A man doesn't want to feel like a work in progress. And he doesn't want to feel like he's constantly walking on eggshells, fearing that the next mistake will bring about a storm. He wants to feel valued, respected, and trusted in a relationship. He wants to be given the space to process his emotions, and he wants to know that his partner sees him for who he is, flaws and all. Understanding these core truths can create a relationship that is filled with more understanding, compassion, and connection, leading to something far more fulfilling than either person could have imagined.